in sad news, I know you said you're a, looking at the bright side kind of guy, but Rosie O'Donnell has moved here. If you're president...
Clinton Jaws, it's a beautiful day. Like this video. It's the only thing I care about. Conor McGregor finally responded to Rosie O'Donnell's slanderous comments. I got a kick out of it, and that's why I'm showing you. Let's set this up. Less than a month ago, Rosie O'Donnell's on a talk show in Ireland. She rips apart Trump, and she rips apart Conor McGregor. Rosie's not doing well. Rosie tells the audience this. After Trump got elected, this is how she responded.
It has taken a toll on you.
Oh my gosh, it has. I feel on the verge of crying when I was there, when he got elected. I luckily had a plan with my therapist. Hope she's watching. Hi, Ann. And I said to her, should he be elected, which none of us thought was going to happen, I need a plan. And the plan was always and only Ireland. My grandparents are from here, and I grew up, I, like Conan, who I saw on your show the other time, I'm 100% Irish on my 23andMe. So there was no option. It's not like people said, why didn't you go to Italy or France? I'm like, because I'm Irish. So I went to Ireland. And I have to tell you that it's really felt like home since I've been here.
Then she goes on to tell everybody in Ireland that the election was rigged.
You know, a lot of people did vote for him.
Yes.
Do you accept their right to do that and their opinion of him?
Well, I respect their right to do that. I question why the first time in American history a president has won every swing state and is also best friends, and his largest donor was a man who owns and runs the internet. So I would hope that that would be investigated and that we would see whether or not it was an anomaly or something else that happened on election night in America when Kamala Harris was filling up stadiums with people who supported her, and Donald Trump was not able to do that. So it's curious to me, and as an American and a believer in democracy, I would hope that we would be able to look at all of the reasons why this happened in our country.
And then the nut bar says this about Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor ended up in the Oval Office this week. What do you think that says about the state of US politics?
It's very depressing. And it seems very strange to me that the President of the United States has so many friends who are sexual abusers.
Why do you think... What do you think it says about the state of US politics that kind of interaction between, Conor McGregor turning up and being welcomed at the White House and everything being normal? What do you think that says?
Well, I think it says that we're in trouble. It says that we're in trouble. Basically, the foundation of our country is a melting pot of people, all created equal, and that they are to pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's what we're promised as Americans. And to think that cruelty and lack of empathy is a value that is sprouted from the highest office in our country is overwhelmingly sad to me personally, and it felt like way too much to take for me as well, emotionally.
She's not going to last long in Ireland. We all know it. You know it. It's just not going to happen. She's ruined herself in America. She's going to ruin herself in Ireland. Conor McGregor talking with Tucker Carlson. I watched their entire interview. First, Conor talks about deporting migrants.
So in the conversations I've had with people in Dublin, every single person I've talked to has said the same thing, which is Irish people can no longer afford houses. Their kids can't afford to get married, and their kids can't afford to have kids, and they can't afford to have kids. The Irish family of 12 children doesn't exist anymore, in part because no one can afford that. And yet your government is subsidizing immigrants to have kids.
Yeah.
So I do, and that's true in my country too, in Australia and New Zealand and Canada and the UK. Like, what is that?
We can't even have a bed for the prisoners. So, straight away, you're going in there. You came in, you committed a crime on our soil, you're gone. That's it. No ifs, ands, or buts. Why is the taxpayer paying to keep prisoners from foreign countries in our prisons? And it's being overrun. So, you know, I would be up for that. And then I would be going to these IPAS centres. I would be going to the direct provision centres. How did you enter our country? Illegally? You're gone. You know, have you a criminal history? You're gone. Is there a genuine attempt to assimilate into the culture and achieve a job and give to the community and support the community? If so, yes, Céad Míle Fáilte. If not, gone.
Then he responds to what CNN said about him.
Whatever my nation wants, I'm here for. That's it.
CNN has described you as the leader, and I'm quoting, of Ireland's far right.
Who has?
CNN, which is a news channel in the United States.
Mm-hmm. Far left, far right, all of these terminologies mean nothing to me. I'm a family man. I'm an employer of the country. You know, I'm a supporter of many people. And I care about my land and the safety of its citizens and the prosperity of its citizens. I want preference. I want peace, preference and prosperity for the citizens of Ireland, for my people. And isn't that fair for our countrymen and women? It is our country. Ireland is for Ireland. You know, and that is it. So I'm not right, left. You know, I feel I'm centered, grounded. That is what I feel. In fact, I ground myself every day. I walk out and I ground myself every day, barefoot in the grass. Barefoot is king. I fought in the octagons, in the cages all around the countries of Ireland, and then into the United States of America, barefoot. So I am a grounded man, neither left or right. I am center and grounded.
Let's watch together as Tucker talks to him about Rosie.
You don't drink any?
No, I had a Guinness no alcohol last night.
We can get you one of them. We've got the 0.0s on site for sure. We'll get you one of them.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah, that's nice.
So, in sad news, I know you said you're a, looking at the bright side kind of guy, but Rosie O'Donnell has moved here. If you're president and you tackle the immigration crisis, and I do think Pakistan and India take a lot of the blame for it, Africa, but also Rosie O'Donnell, like, would you deport her?
Can
you promise to deport
what is her
her?
criminal history? Has she got a criminal background? How did she enter the country? Did she enter the country illegally? Has she assimilated with our community? Does she hold our beliefs? Is she a upstanding member of our community?
No!
Or would she be? If she is not, well, then she's got to go. You ain't got to go home. You got to get the hell out of here. But I don't know Rosie O'Donnell from Adam. But, you know,
Would you be
I
willing
believe she's a comedian. I've seen her on our national TV. She spoke a bit ill of me. I don't know Rosie. Yeah. She seems unhappy. She seems going through something at the moment. And I'm not the type of person to kick a person when they're down. I wish for her. I believe she's a comedian is what her craft is. No. I wish for her to find her happiness again. And that is it. I am, you know... That was what I would say.
But you could feel that she was going through something, even
I could feel it for sure.
I think that's
and I wish for her, you know, happiness and spread love in the world. That's it.
Well, you're a very, very decent man, I have to say.
You don't get a better response than that. Guys, I'm going to leave you with something because I did this. I put this together. Let's reflect. Let's watch once again the war between Rosie and Trump.
So Donald Trump is in the news again. And so he held a press conference to announce whether or not she was going to retain her crown. Yes. And then she started to cry. She did. So I just want to thank Donald for giving me a second chance. And it's brilliant. And there he is, hair looping, going, everyone deserves a second chance. And I'm going to give her a second chance. He's the moral authority. Left the first wife, had an affair. Left the second wife, had an affair. Had kids both times, but he's the moral compass for 20-year-olds in America. Donald, sit and spin, my friends. I don't enjoy him. And he's been bankrupt so many times where he didn't have to pay.
People have been bankrupt, but he's come back.
The people beneath him who he owed money to got shorted out of the money, but he got to again, try again and again. And you know what saved him the second time? After his father died, with that money, he paid off all his bankruptcy. This is not a self-made man. I just think that this man is like sort of one of those, snake oil salesmen in Little House on the Prairie. You remember that episode where the guy would come in with a lot of bottles and everybody would be like, ooh, and then he'd leave and little Laura Ingalls would go, Dad, I don't think there's anything in this bottle. Well, you're right, Half-Pint. That man was full of crap. You know, that's sort of what it it is.
Well, Rosie O'Donnell's disgusting. I mean, both inside and out. You take a look at her, she's a slob. If I were running The View, I'd fire Rosie. I mean, I'd look her right in that fat, ugly face of hers. I'd say, Rosie, you're fired. We're all a little chubby, but Rosie's just worse than most of us. But it's not the chubbiness. Rosie is a very unattractive person, both inside and out. Rosie's a person that's very lucky to have her girlfriend. And she better be careful or I'll send one of my friends over to pick up her girlfriend. Why would she stay with Rosie if she had another choice? She said I was bankrupt. I never went bankrupt. So probably I'll sue her because it would be fun. I'd like to take some money out of her fat ass pockets. Rosie is a loser.
He's not making stuff up.
What's that?